Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Tajweed 101. I'm Hadeel Salman, and today, inshallah, we have our fifth lesson, which is part 3 of stages of documenting the Holy Quran. So, last time we talked about Khalifa Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu arda, and how he has listened to the concern of Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab after the death of the 70 Sahaba that have memorized the Quran, and they came to an agreement to compile the Quran. It was kept eventually at Sayyidah Hafsa bint Umar radiallahu anha wa arda. So Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu, in his turn, what did he do? He also formed a delegation, and the delegation was still again under the leadership of كاتب الوحي, the main كاتب الوحي of Sayyidina Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, Sayyidina Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu anhu wa arda. And who attended this delegation? Well, we had Abdullah ibn Zubayr, yeah, and we had also Sa'id ibn al-As radiallahu anhuma, both of them, and Abdurrahman ibn Harith, or Abdurrahman ibn al-Harith. These three were part of the delegation. So what happened? They brought the Quran, or the original Mus'haf that was kept with Sayyidina Hafsa bint Umar radiallahu anha wa ardaha. By the way, whenever I say bint, it means daughter of, and ibn means the son of Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhuma. And when we say anhuma here, if you notice, anhuma is referring to Umar and Hafsa. If I'm only talking about Umar or a guy, so I'm going to say radiallahu anh. And if I'm going to talk about Hafsa only, I'm going to say radiallahu anha. But when I'm talking about both of them, so I'm going to use the dual dhamir, which is anhuma. So after that, what happened? Several copies of the Quran were written, while the older copies, or the old copies, have been totally destroyed, so that's not to make sure that nobody is going to misuse them. So during the era of Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu wa arda, those several copies that were written, they were authenticated by the delegations, by the Sahaba, and eventually the 7 copies came out. But why particularly 7 copies? So Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu wa arda, he wanted to have each copy of this Holy Quran was supposed to be sent to the Muslim territories. But how can you send it? You have to send it with an expert reciter. Why an expert reciter? So that he can teach people how to properly read and recite the Quran. Okay? So this was the basic thing that Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu arda, he thought about. So let's see, where are those places that were sent to. So we have the first thing, what was from the Al-Madina Al-Munawwara, Madinat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the luminous Medina. And from the Medina, Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan, he sent all the different, copies. The first one would be to Mecca, okay? And there was also Yemen, okay? And then you have Damascus, which is Damascus, okay? And Damascus, and also we had Al-Kufa. Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan sent the the expert reciter to here and here and here. We had in Al-Basra, right? And then Al-Bahrain. So the Mus'haf the copies of the Mus'haf, one stayed in Medina al-Munawwara, and then we have one go to Dimashq, Al-Kufa, Al-Basra, and then we have to Al-Bahrain, and of course we have Mecca and Al-Yemen. All right, so these are basically the 7 places where the Mus'haf, the copies of the Mus'haf were kept. So what happened after that? Basically, the Muslims started writing or making innumerable copies of the authentic Quran. And that by itself, of course, all the copies were authentic, but that by itself, it led the scholars to actually decide on finally publishing books to regulate ilm rasm al-Mus'haf, to regulate the properties of Quranic scribing, okay? And they call it the science of scribing the Quran, which is just to make sure that everything is correct and everything is authentic and everything is properly written. So it's just for regulating. So now I have a question. What is the most famous recitation in the world? Not only in the Muslim world or the Arab world, but in the world. Most famous recitation, and what also is its chain of narrators. So that question, inshallah, we're not going to answer here in this video, but tune in for more videos from Tajweed 101. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا من أجبت دعاء نوح فانتصر وحملته في فلكك المشحون، يا من أحال النار حول خليله روحا وريحانا بقولك كن.